Studios. Your host, Ranger. Information may cause headaches to hates or bias casual fans.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
That gives you facts with very little feelings. From the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, the man who hits like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
Louisville, Kentucky. It's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to thank all of those of you that are taking the time to be here with me tonight. Yes, I understand. I should have scheduled it earlier, but I didn't know whether I was going to be in town today or not. MMA champ in the building. Welcome, my brother. Thank you for being here. So with that being said, here we have it, man. We're going to go ahead and talk about this subject. I'm going to try to remain within the 45-minute mark, man. I really want to join the homies tonight at HCP Tyco TV in the building. What's up, brother? I'm really going to try to join the brothers today at HCP. G Funky Boxing in the building. Everybody go and check my brother out, man. Excellent channel. He's got a show every Thursday as well called Uncensored that you guys need to be there. Eddie Landi, what's going on, my brother? Está más perdido que la carne vaca en la carnicería. Jorge Vasquez, what's up, brother? What's up? Hey, man, we got to talk about this subject, okay? We really got to talk about this subject. I really got to get your input. If I'm home tomorrow, then we're gonna go into the newly announced fight between Gamboa and Colbert, plus other potential fights that might be happening. So, you know, it's all a matter of me whether I'm gonna be home tomorrow or not. So, give me a second. Let me put this. Let me adjust this mic gain up. Can anybody hear me? Am I coming out? Am I coming through okay? Black and Brown Boxing in the building. What's going on, man? Dimitar Todorovsky. I hope I didn't destroy your name, man. But I'm thinking I just completely destroyed your name. So for that, I apologize. I apologize, man. I'm not that good at mentioning these kinds of names, brother. I'm really not, man. MMA champ in the building as well. Again, I think Ryan Garcia can okay, hold on. Let me read. Hold on. Let me catch this from the top. I think Ryan Garcia Fortuna is another good step up for Ryan, but I think Linares is better step up. Chillax. Let's talk about it. Black and Brown Boxing in the building. Everybody check this channels out. G Funky and Black and Brown Boxing, man. I don't know if I'm going old. For some awkward reason, I can't even hear myself. Okay, there you go. I cannot even hear myself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this fight. Let's talk about these fighters. Let's talk about why they fighting. Both of these fighters are a member of, Give me a second. Both of these fighters are a member of the 135-pound division, which is one of the latest division that we have in boxing as we speak. And for some awkward reason, is one of the divisions that, just like the welterweight division not long ago, dare I say, is starting to go into a sleep mode, with the exception of a few fighters. Why do I say that? Because it's full of talent. It's full of talent. And two of the biggest talents in that division, you know, well, let me retract that. One of the biggest talents in that division, because he is talented, his father has made him famous for being ducked. When in reality, no, that's not always the case. But right now, the subject is Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. Now, if you're like me, when it comes to this matter, I don't want to say you don't have a right to complain. I'll just say you don't have much to complain about. And here's why. Because Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna is a pretty decent fight. It's one of the fights that I'd rather see Ryan Garcia versus Fortuna than to see him against somebody who we don't know, especially after coming out of the great victory against Luke Campbell. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great victory because he was tested in that fight. He got dropped for the first time in his career. as a professional boxer. He came up. He stood in front of the brother Campbell, continued to apply the pressure, continued to break him down, timing him till eventually he got him out of there, which is something the Lomachenko couldn't even do, right? So he got him out of there. And what's crazy about it, he got him out of there in the same fashion that the night previous to the fight, the week previous to the fight, he said he was going to do it. They asked him, how do you see this fight playing out? He said, in this fight, I can see me going to the body, timing him, and ultimately I'll see him on the floor gasping for air. And that's exactly what happened. Is he a prophet? No. Absolutely not, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it real here. The kid, just picture he wanted to do something. He executed, was successful on that night. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's just it. I mean, there's no if, buts, or ands about it. But going back to the subject, why are we getting Javier Fortuna and not any other fight? Well, if you remember, Ryan Garcia, after beating Luke Campbell, he went after Gervonta Tank Davis. He was the initiator of the hashtag 2 rounds. Y'all remember that? I know you do, right? He was the initiator of the hashtag 2 rounds. He was going after Gervonta Tank Davis. Even on the podcast Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, Ryan Garcia was there. Mike Tyson calls Tank Davis on FaceTime. Ryan Garcia looks at him, says 2 times, I'm going to finish you in 2 rounds. The fight looked like it was getting ready to happen. And then we got slapped with a story that today we still don't know who initiated it or how credible it was, or was there ever even an offer from this fighter, which was Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. And Ryan Garcia kept saying, yeah, they came at me and I saw that as a golden opportunity, right? If I was Ryan Garcia and I'm set to fight Tank Davis and they hit me up and like, yo, you got a chance at Pacquiao. You want it? I would have said yes too. I would have pushed Tank Davis to the side as well. That's just it. After all, you cannot look at me in the eye and tell me that would have been an easy fight for Ryan Garcia. No, this is a kid that took Tank Davis to the side to move up to potentially fight somebody 10 times better than Tank Davis, 10 times more dangerous than Tank Davis. And why not? He was probably going to make 10 times more than fighting Tank Davis. I understood the reasons why Ryan Garcia went after Pacquiao. And watch, I'm doing this because there was a lot of mystery in that subject. There's a lot of mystery. Just to remind you guys, follow me on my Instagram, RawBoxingTV, Twitter, RawBoxingTV. I'm also on Twitch at RawBoxingTV. Make sure to follow me on there. Hold on, because I'm getting a little text here. Make sure to follow me on there, guys, and you will not regret it. You will not regret it. So Ryan Garcia gets involved in the whole Manny Pacquiao dilemma. At the same time, Ryan Garcia is a mandatory to Devin Haney. In the same fashion, the Javier Fortuna is a mandatory to Devin Haney. Both of them got appointed as mandatory by the WBC to Devin Haney. Right? What happened? Ryan Garcia made it clear from the beginning, I'm not even interested on fighting Devin Haney. Matter of fact, he came up with a post today talking about, I don't respect him as his career. Paraphrasing, I say, I don't respect him. I respect his career. I think he got to where he's at through the political avenues. I don't respect that at all. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to fight the good fights, right? And once he starts fighting the good fights, then he can come to see me and I'll beat him too. And unfortunately, when you hear Teofimo Lopez, they are explaining the same thing within the same realms. They all make reference to Devin Haney's resume. When you talk to us YouTubers, we give you the same resume. But the problem is that at the end of the day, we're kind of right. Because when you look at Devin Haney, who has Devin Haney fought? He fought a Gamboa that was coming off of a injury, knockout loss, and inactivity of almost a year or a little over a year. And look, even though he's fighting a very good fighter now, a fighter that I wanted to see him face, right? Can we say that Linares is coming out of an impressive victory? No, if anything, I think he lost his last fight via knockout too. But nevertheless, Linares is still a better opposition than Gamboa was, in my humble opinion. In my opinion as well, I think Ryan Garcia right now is fighting a better opponent, a more dangerous opponent than my boy's going to fight against Linares, because Fortuna has a great momentum. Fortuna is a very, very dangerous fighter. He can hit you really good. He has served their first defeat to a lot of undefeated fighters. He has served the first defeat to a lot of champs as well. You can't say the contrary to that. So WBC pretty much just orders these two guys, you know, and for a long time we thought that Devin Haney was going to fight Fortuna because Fortuna was one of the mandatories, right? So Fortuna manager, promoter, Samson Promotion, he looked at Bill Haney in the face and he said, let's make the fight happen. Give me what you gave the Cuban, $600,000. They agreed, right? Verbally agreed. Then Samson went and got a $50,000 check to make things credible, the way it's supposed to be done. Right? But in reality, the games that have been played by Bill Haney, I don't want to blame Devin Haney at all in this. At all. I think this is more coming from his team, from his father making mistakes for him, right? The game that has been played by Devin Haney's father is, okay, so I know we got this fight with Linares on lockdown, but since the public doesn't know, in order to increase the credibility of your name, we're going to go and call out all of these fighters, even though we cannot fight them. And once they find out they can't fight us because we're already locked down on a contract, we're going to say they ducking you. That's the game they've been playing. They've been playing the sparring game. That's the reason Bill Haney is not in good terms with a few of us, because he spoke about Kid Austin. Talking about Kid Austin got stopped in the sparring section versus Ryan versus his son. Then Kid Austin's father sends me and Punch a video. We make the video public, where in the video we find out no, it was actually the other way around. Kid Austin hung in there really well. Before this was an amateur going against a pro. He hung in there very well. Not only that, he actually wobbled Devin Haney, the untouchable fighter. All of these games have been played by Devin Haney's father. So that's why I'm not even trying to go after Devin Haney. We thought that this fight was going to happen between Devin Haney and his mandatory Javier Fortuna, but the fight with Linares was already locked and we didn't even know about it. In the meantime, they had us believing all of these fighters is ducking them. In the meantime, they were, okay, let me rephrase that. Not they. I just want to blame it on Bill for now. Allegedly, Bill had allegedly made sure some of the YouTube channels with followings carried the narrative that he wanted to be placed in public. They deceived us, guys, along with those YouTube channels. Now you see why I call them maggots? Because they are. They are. So because now Devin Haney is not going to fight his mandatory, none of his mandatory, as a matter of fact, then the WBC has activated this fight between Javier Fortuna and Ryan Garcia, which is set to take place July 9th. I believe that's a Friday, which is very, very strange, in my opinion. I'm used to seeing fights like this Saturday night. You know what I mean? To get this fight on a Friday, that's... I'm not liking it, but whatever. I hope they change it to the 10th, if in fact it is a Friday. Because think about it. How many people work during Friday nights? A lot of people work Friday nights. You know, so I'm hoping that they do something about the schedule and something happens. But don't go to sleep on this fight. And here's why. This is going to be Ryan Garcia's most dangerous opponent right now. Oh, Ranger, you bluffing. No, I'm not. I'm not bluffing at all. I'm not bluffing at all. He dispatched Luke Campbell, but we knew that Luke Campbell, although a very good fighter, Major Key Boxing in the building. Everybody go and subscribe to my brother, Major Key Boxing. We all knew that the brother was good, right? But there was something that just, I thought he was going to beat Ryan Garcia. I chose him to win. Matter of fact, when Ryan Garcia stopped him, I had him up by 1 point over Ryan Garcia, right? But Ryan Garcia just started taking over. Like I said, he started applying the pressure. He stood in front of him and little by little broke him until he did. But the thing with Javier Fortuna is very experienced. He hits very hard. He's not old and washed. He's experienced fighting champions. He's got speed, very decent boxing. And in my opinion, I dare say he has a little more experience in the pros than my boy Ryan. I think this is Ryan's hardest test as of now. I do believe that Ryan Garcia could be successful in this fight. But in order to do that, he has to really educate his boxing. He really needs to stick to a game plan to not exchange versus Javier Fortuna in the mid-range or inside. He really needs to learn how to, well, not learn, he knows how to, but he really needs to stick and move while implementing power. You can apply aggression from the long range. I think that the overhand right will be successful for him against the Fortuna. Work him off the jab. Feint the jab. Left hook to the body. Overhand right to the top. People don't think Ryan Garcia has an overhand right. And I say go back and watch his fights. People think, yo, all he's got is a left hook. No, he don't. The location is either going to be Los Angeles or somewhere in Vegas. Location has not been locked for all I know. As of now, I think they're debating those two places, whether it's going to be in California or Vegas. Most likely it's going to be in Vegas, especially Vegas stars opening up a little more. I think it's going to be in Vegas. I truly believe it's going to be in Vegas. But as of now, nothing definitively. Oh, I'm sorry. They haven't chosen a location. How's that? The tea, as always, got to try to remain calm. Oh, I think some of y'all were asking me what kind of tea do I drink a few lives ago, or the last time I drank tea on a live stream. This is one of my favorite teas. It's just wild orange with a bunch of other herbs and just overall healthy. But as I was saying, do not go to sleep on this fight. I'm really excited because here's the deal. Yes, we're not getting Gervonta Tank Davis like we thought we would. But at the end of the day, look at Gervonta Tank Davis today. Gervonta Tank Davis today, I don't know what to make of his career right now. With all of the issues he's facing, I don't know what to make of his career. He doesn't even want to fight at 135. I think he's looking to fight at 140, right? So how realistic was this fight? Because at the end of the day, there was never anything on paper, ever. There was never anything on paper. And so it has me wondering, how credible was this fight? Yeah, we got a sour taste because we were getting bumped and hyped. I was hyped. I'm like, damn, Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis. And then, oh no, he's going after Pacquiao. Exhibition, 147 pounds. I'm like, what? And then like, oh no, it's not an exhibition. It's a real fight at 140 pounds. I'm like, what? Oh no, we don't even know if that's true. Oh no, there was never even an offer from Pacquiao. And then Ryan is like, yes, they were. I got a phone call. And then they're like, And De La Hoya talking about his fighter, and his fighter talking about, well, you know, he's always going to say whatever he needs to say in order to make me look bad. That's what him and I, we don't look eye to eye, and I don't really respect him. There's a lot of drama involved in this weight division, ladies and gentlemen. And so at the end of the day, that's what I'm telling you. We don't have much to complain about because this is a very good fight. I mean, let's be real and post it in the chat. Would you rather see Ryan Garcia fighting Javier Fortuna, which is a very credible, tough, and experienced fighter? Or would you rather see him fight the homie that has 14 professional fights with maybe 6 defeats? Because he can't fight Tank. The fight versus Pacquiao, I don't even think it was ever real, or maybe it was, but it was just we don't know. Like I said, we don't know when it comes to that situation. If you ask me, I'd rather see him versus Fortuna. But if you ask me, I would have loved to have seen Devin Haney fighting his mandatory in Fortuna. But it didn't happen. We got Linares, decent fight. Good step up. Also coming out of a bad defeat, but still a better opposition than Gamboa. But this brother, Garcia, is fighting a person that is not no old and washed fighter, doesn't have a losing streak, and has a very good momentum racked up in him. He has racked a very good momentum. Haney really doesn't have a big fan base besides the LWBC. He talks too much and has fought nobody. He's close to 30 fights. That's why he has no fans, because that is whack. Fight a live body. Okay, Ryan supposed to be the least skilled according to the haters, yet he's taking on riskier fights than Haney back to back. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Because although, in my opinion, I don't have to have a fighter to be a knockout artist and enjoy him, I would love to see somebody like Devin Haney. Hey, give me one from time to time. Who is more dangerous for Haney, Fortuna or Linares? Does Haney choice tells all? Right now, if you ask me, I think Fortuna would have been more dangerous than Linares. Because although Linares at one point was very legit, ever since Linares left Boxing Salas Academy, ever since he changed trainers, I mean, and the proof is in the pudding, he went downhill. And you know, something funny about Linares, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see the interview I did to Salas, his ex-trainer. When Linares was taken to Ismael Salas, he was already taken mentally defeated. For Salas to turn him into a great professional boxing trainer, not even a boxer. Because according to his team, he was already downhill. There was nothing going to happen in his career. And so Salas is working with him. He's like, why aren't you trying to fight, man? You a hell of a fighter. Well, I'm no good. I've lost. I'm defeated. So I just want to learn from you so I can be a good trainer. And he's like, nah, I'm going to make you a fighter, man. I'm going to make sure you keep fighting. And look what Linares did under Ismael Salas. He left Ismael Salas, and what is Linares today? Up and down, up and down, up and down, 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 down. And now he's like mid-level because he's fighting Devin Haney. My thing with Devin Haney is he better not lose to Linares. He better not lose to Linares, because there is nothing that Haney is going to do that Linares hasn't seen. The question is, does Linares still possesses the reaction, the reflex, and the physical attributes to deal with a younger fighter, fast and very good when it comes to defense? That's the question. Because skilled-wise, Linares has seen it already. Linares has seen it. If he can arrive in the fight in a hell of a shape, the question is, who's really going to win that fight? I'm hoping the young bucks in this division go through their tough test immediately and start realizing that the old bucks are here to eat the piece of the pie that they're not trying to eat. And why is that? Because they're not giving us what we want. I truly believe so. I didn't mention the speed because Fortuna is fast too. But yeah, definitely Ryan is great. I just don't like his defense, and his chin is the problem. I don't think Ryan's chin is a problem. He's only been touched once, guys. Oscar De La Hoya went down in 8 professional fights. Tito Trinidad went down numerous times. They just got caught. It's boxing. Now, if Ryan Garcia keeps going down, then we can say that his chin is a problem. But because he got touched once against a very good opponent, that possessed also, I think, over 80% of his victories by knockout, he went down and he got up, wasn't even wobbled, and stood in front, applied the pressure, and took him out of there, we cannot say realistically that his chin is an issue. He got caught and he went down. Professional boxing. Linares is too worn. That's why they chose him. And that was my suspicion. Better than Gamboa, but still not good enough to where he can beat me. But we got a homie here that thinks that he's going to beat Haney. And like I said, whatever Haney's going to do, Linares has probably already seen. The question is, can his body allow him to react to whatever Haney is going to bring him? That's the question. Can he be in good enough shape to counteract whatever Haney is going to bring? Because remember, very good fighters that have seen it all, it gets to a point in their careers where they're fighting in opposition and they see the jab coming. Mentally, they're like, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm going to do it. But their body is like, shh, hey, wait a minute, dog. What are you trying to do? Well, the mind is telling me to counter his jab with an overhand right. Yeah, but I'm 35 and I'm hurting and I'm not as fast as I used to be. It's a beautiful thing, the human body, but once it tells you can't do something, it doesn't matter if your mind's telling you like, you can do it. No, you can't. Not as fast as you used to. And that's what I'm questioning. The Haneys are moving smart. They are moving smart. They're moving smart. They are moving politically. Look. Okay, so now let me backtrack on that. Smart when it comes to money. When it comes to legacy, how smart are they moving? Because look, after all, everybody's using his record against him. And they're right. Who's he fought? Nobody. Well, he fought Gamboa. Gamboa was a beast at once. Gamboa was a beast once at 126 pounds. Gamboa has never been good at 130 nor 135. And on top of that, Gamboa was 38 years old. And on top of that, Gamboa was coming off a knockout defeat. And on top of that, Gamboa was coming off an Achilles torn surgery. And on top of that, Gamboa was coming off a year, just a little over a year of inactivity. And on top of that, he goes 12 rounds with Gamboa. That's what people are saying. But look, he had a mandatory in Fortuna. Look who's fighting Fortuna. And look who he's fighting, Linares. Good name. We have good memories of him. Is that who he is today? I think if you go back to his last 3 fights, you would change your mind if the answer is yes. Linares perfect fighting. Slick fighter, then pressure fighter. He does better against them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you. I see what you're saying. The way he positions his chin, not necessarily that he has a weak chin. Okay. I apologize for that. I misunderstood your comment earlier, Tycho. I apologize for that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Slugger Sandwich Archive. What's going on, man? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, man. Also follow me on my Instagram, my Twitch, my Twitter. All the same, man. RawBoxingTV. For those of you that are interested in supporting, donating to the channel through Cash App, same thing, RawBoxingTV. And I appreciate those that done it as well. The question, ladies and gentlemen, is what kind of fight will we have? I'm going to drop the link and I'm only going to take 2. And I'm going to be here another 15, maybe 20 minutes most. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this fight? What are your thoughts on the Linares versus Fortuna fight? Don't be afraid to call in. Do not be afraid. Make sure to hit the, let's see. Make sure to hit, just hit any of the links. Because unfortunately, hit the one with there's one with the Twitch app and the one with the with the YouTube. Just hit the one with the YouTube. No worries. No worries at all. If anybody wants to call in. If not, I'll keep chopping here for another 5 minutes and we'll be hanging the gloves so that I can move on to my homies live stream that they're going live. I haven't seen their show in the past week, and I don't want to miss it. And plus, I think I'm going to be able to join them as well. Javier Fortuna, in my opinion, posed a greater threat to Ryan Garcia than Luke Campbell's because of the momentum in which he finds himself. Javier Fortuna, in my opinion, is a much better opposition right now than Linares is right now. No, I'm not talking. When I say Linares, I want you to erase the dominant Linares that he was once years ago. That's not Linares anymore. In his last 5 fights, I think he's gotten stopped twice. That's not Linares anymore. But when you say Fortuna, only thing you can do is say that he's been on a winning streak. You just can't. You can't downplay what's going on here. So I'm really hoping that some sense gets knocked into these people's head, and they're able to say, okay, Haney, once we get Linares out of there, we got to go after somebody that's dangerous. We have to. We just have to. Maybe he's not going to get one of the top names, but you know what? Go for a Verdejo. Well, Verdejo just lost. Yeah, he lost because he gassed. He didn't lose because of skills. He didn't lose because he wasn't winning the fight. He was dominating Nakatani. But he gassed trying to knock Nakatani out. Go after Verdejo. Beat him. If the Lomachenko versus Nakatani does not come to fruition, which I believe there's no paperwork on it yet, go after Nakatani. I guarantee you, if you beat Verdejo or Nakatani and Linares, then people are going to be like, damn, now he's fighting some names. Now he's fighting some dangerous opposition. Now it's time for these old bucks or these champions to consider him. So make sure that, I hope, in my opinion, that these people get in their head a little bit of common sense to say, you know what, we really need to go ahead and move up our level of competition. Because every time we want to fight a big name, the very first thing that they use against us is the very thing that we've been building, which is our record. I mean, the dude is almost 30-0, and who has he fought? Nobody. Well, he's the champion, Ranger. He was given the belt. Well, Ranger, he's still the champion. He is the champion without respect by the very commission that he pays to be the champion. Well, Ranger, his belt is legitimate, and nobody's giving him value. Well, Ranger, what do you want him to do? That's not his fault. Yes, it is. I want him to drop that belt and make a statement like we've been talking about in YouTube for a long time. That's what I want him to do. If the belt is keeping him back, if the paper champ status is keeping him back, get rid of the belt, demand some respect, and tell the WBC that you want that belt on the line against a very credible opponent and fight for the belt. Because right now you're just holding on to that belt because you want to make them $3 and $4 million per fight. It's a money grab. And congratulations, you're making a lot of money, but don't complain when people talk about you fought nobody, you don't have a big fan base, because they would be in the correct. When you look at Devin Haney, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. OGHSP, what's going on? Welcome to the chat.
Yo, salute, man.
What's going on? Who is this?
This is MMA Champ.
What's up, man? Oh, okay. So you got a different... I thought the voice sounded familiar, but the name's not the same. So that's why I couldn't tell it was you. What's up, man? Talk to me. Oh, well, and he left. He left. Maybe, here, I'm going to drop the link one more time. One more time. Major Key Boxing in the building. Make sure to go and subscribe to the brother. He's got a show every Monday called Major Key Mondays, I believe it is. Matter of fact, I was there yesterday. We had some fun for the little bit that I was there. I had to divide myself into a few. I had to divide my time really wisely yesterday because I was I did my own show. Then I went to Major Key, and then I went to the Shoe Shine, another channel I recommend to you guys, Shoe Shine Boxing. Look for them, subscribe to them. So, all right, guys. Well, like I said, I'm gonna try to be cutting this here pretty soon because I have to be joining another channel now. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll bring you another video. I hope, brother. I hope one day I get to see my island to be being completely free, enjoying of that word freedom. But I fear that, without getting too political, I fear that for such a drastic change, there must be drastic measures. 1777, for those that know a little bit of history. I really, really hope that I get to see that. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to have a guest in the building. I'm not going to say the name yet, but I'm still going to bring some content if I'm home tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the link. Once again, to remind you, follow me on my social media. Also, grab the link to this video, drop it in your comment in your social media platform. You never know who's going to be interested in this kind of content, man. And I really appreciate the support. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, activate the notification bell if you have not subscribed, man. And hopefully we get to see each other tomorrow. And y'all are gonna have to start being a little less fearful. And when I drop that link, just come out here and express your thoughts. I want those guys that are constantly battling me in the comments. I want you guys for 1 second to stop being keyboard warriors. How's that? I want you to stop being keyboard warriors. I want you to come to my channel and express your feelings. You already know how I do it. I mean, this week, I believe it was, or early this week, I had a brother in the chat, well known for hanging around Deontay Wilder. If you look at the brother, he goes around dominating people. Came to the chat, we exchanged words, put him in his spot and a few things, but I never disrespected him, nor could he ever disrespected me. So I'm scary, man. I'm a good boy, man. I ain't trying to scare nobody. Anyway, people, RawBoxingTV. Activate the notification bell once you subscribe. Hit the, Major Key Boxing. You called me real quick just as I was leaving. What's up, brother?
You ain't going nowhere yet.
So,
good, bro.
Give me your thoughts real quick on this fight. And in your opinion, is Fortuna a better opposition or more dangerous opposition than Linares?
I think Fortuna is more dangerous opposition. I see what they're doing. They are taking a step up, but the problem that I have is that just take your step ups and don't be talking like a king unless you're gonna go at a king. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take over a kingdom, by fighting just a knight. You know what I'm saying? You got to go slay the king. Correct. So that's my only thing with that. But yeah, I think it's a step up, and I think Fortuna is a better competition than Linares. I think Linares is a little beyond his prime. Too beyond. Look at his loss column in the last few fights. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Several fights. And that's what I think about it. What's going on, Black and Brown?
Black and Brown Boxing in the building. Everybody go and subscribe to Black and Brown. Subscribe to Major Key Boxing. Great channels. What's up, brother?
What up, fellas? What's going on? You guys hear me good?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
Am I muffled?
Nah, you good, man. You good.
My bad. They want the mask on me out here, man.
Nah, you good,
man.
I'm
in LA. Hey, I'm in LA, man, and COVID's running wild out here, man.
I got you, man. I got you. So what are your thoughts on this fight? And in your opinion, is Fortuna a more dangerous opposition than the current status of Linares?
No, I don't think Fortuna's more of a dangerous fighter than Linares. I think Linares is the more dangerous fighter. I think Fortuna's a good little fighter. I think he brings something to the table, but not what Linares brings. Linares brings technical skill, veteran, savvy, ex-champion, and Fortuna is none of that. Fortuna is just a good little brawler. I like to look at Fortuna as an athletic brawler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think I think he plays right in. He plays right in to Ryan Garcia's style. Perfect matchup for Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia stops him before the 5th round knockout.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. When you say that Linares brings all of the attributes you just mentioned, are you considering the Linares of today, or you still have the Linares of 4.5 years ago?
I'm considering the Linares I seen fight live in person last February when he got the 4th round knockout of a good little young fighter. And if you go back and watch that fight, I've been telling people he changed levels beautifully. And that young man didn't know how to handle it. So Linares, because of his technical boxing skills, is a more dangerous fighter for these young men. That's why I picked Linares. Because these Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are so young, I think that Linares' technical boxing skills will give them problems.
Oh, I don't doubt that boxing-wise, Linares is the more knowledgeable one. My only question would be, can his body allow him to react to what a very fast and defensive, educated counterpuncher like Haney, can his body allow him to react to that? That is the only question, because obviously, when it comes to skills on who's the better technical boxer, yeah, Linares is the better man. But youth plays a good part in this. And also Linares is not coming on a very good streak. Matter of fact, yeah, he had a good win, but he's also been stopped twice in the last 5 fights. As Fortuna's coming on a very good winning streak, good momentum, and it's a very good fighter. So we'll see what happens, man. Major Key, talk to me. You quiet.
Yeah, no, I'm listening. I don't want to cut nobody off. No, but that's kind of where my angle was in the beginning. Was Linares seems to be on the latter part of his career on the way out. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where Fortuna's looking like he's hitting a point where it's going to be make or break. You know what I'm saying? But I think that he's got the guts and the will to try to show this young man that he's for real and try to shock the world, because he knows what Ryan Garcia is bringing. He knows that Ryan Garcia is bringing all these followers and all this attention. He knows what he's getting into. So
Correct.
For him, he's gonna want to take that shine. Linares, on the other hand, has had that opportunity and hasn't really risen to the occasion. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. There's definitely questions to.
My belief, I should say, just to shorten it up, my belief is more in the Fortuna. Yes, Linares does have a sturdier, like a longer resume, but the thing is, you have to fight these fights to get that resume, and I think Fortuna is at that level where he's trying to get that resume. So I'm saying, I think that's what it is, man.
Who wins between Fortuna and Garcia, and who wins in what fashion? And the same question for Linares, Haney.
That's me.
Yeah, and then Black and Brown.
Okay.
So who wins, and then in what fashion?
Okay. So with Ryan Garcia, I'm gonna say this. I have Ryan Garcia, great fighter, great technical abilities. If Fortuna catches him with a left, that's gonna be problems for him, right? So I could say I'm gonna go with the young cat in this one, but like I'm gonna say more like 60-40 Ryan. It's not like 50-50, but it's still a close fight. When it comes to Linares and Devin Haney, I feel like also Devin Haney's gonna stay away from him and outbox him, and it's gonna be more like 65-35 Haney. If he catches Haney though, it's still I'm not saying that they're not unbeatable. I'm not saying that at all. I'm
Of
just
course.
saying that like where I would lean towards if I had to bet money on it. That's the way that I would view it. You know what I mean?
Black and brown.
I got Ryan Garcia stopping Javier Fortuna before the 5th round. I don't know what round because you never know with Ryan. He's explosive. And I think stylistically, I said it a second ago, Fortuna plays right into Ryan's style. So something straight up the middle is gonna stop Fortuna early in anywhere from the 1st to 5th round. Fortuna's going down.
Look.
Now, as far as Devin Haney, Jorge Linares, it's a different story, man. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. Devin better bring his A game or he will be upset by the OG, by the veteran. The veteran will come in there and upset him if Devin Haney is not on his game. I'll tell you this, Raw Boxing, if we see the Devin Haney that we've seen against Gamboa, Devin Haney loses that fight. We better see the Devin Haney that everybody's talking about, the Devin Haney that I'm talking about. I got so much faith in Devin Haney. We better see that Devin Haney. The best Devin Haney we've seen, we better see him that night. Or he's not beating Linares. Or look, he ain't gonna beat Linares if we don't see an A+ Devin Haney.
I got you. Now to close the night, perfect question by one of the subscribers. Look at this question. Who wins, Fortuna or Linares, if they fought right now? And I'll take you first, Black and Brown, then to Major Key.
I gotta go with Linares. I think Linares is I say it again, he's too technical. He's too much of a good boxer. He's a veteran. He has the pedigree, championship pedigree. I'm going with Linares. I don't think he's done yet. He's been in tough fights. He's taken tough losses, but he's bounced back. He's bounced back, and he's still here. I'm going with Linares.
I would take Fortuna, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Black and Brown is hiding something. You know what I mean? It's not that LA is mandating masks because of the COVID. It's because they're not trying to smell that BS coming out of his mouth, bro. I'll be the first one to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? No, I love my brother Black and Brown. No, but no, I think Fortuna would take that probably in a 12-round decision, maybe not a knockout. The only reason I would see Fortuna not necessarily knocking him out because a kid popped up from Luke Campbell left hook, but I think he may drop him because Fortuna's going to study that and Fortuna's skills, bro. And they're going to unless this guy rapidly improves his foot movement, his footwork, and his defense and starts sucking in his chin, he's going to be open for that.
Correct.
I mean? And that's what I mean, you know?
Correct. Well, listen, guys, man. I've had a pretty good time, but they're waiting for me on other channels right now as we speak. I bet houses in the building. Too bad you're coming in late, man. For those of you that are just coming out, don't hesitate to rewind everything to the beginning and catch the show from the top. Black and Brown Boxing and Major Key. Make sure you guys subscribe to both of his channels. Check their content out. Give them a chance. You never know if you will like their content. And if you do, stay subscribed to them, man. Tomorrow we'll bring some more content if I'm in town. And obviously I'm gonna be dropping the link. And I hope you guys grow the pair that this two grew today and join me on the live chat. I'm tired of keyboard warriors. I want to see you guys in the war room with me.
Yeah. Hey, Raw Boxing, make them turn their damn cameras on too. Turn your damn cameras on, suckers.
Correct.
Facts.
And that's another thing I'm getting ready to start doing. I'm gonna stop taking people that not trying to turn their cameras on because I want people showing their faces. Oh, what's my answer?
I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Yo, hold up, because Tycho's not leaving me alone, bro. He wants my answer. Answer. Here's my answer, Tycho. Linares versus Fortuna right now. Linares is the more skilled, but I still have to question Linares' physical attributes right now. His body has been broken. He had a good victory in his last fight. But can we really say that the fighter he fought was better than a Fortuna or even at the level of a Fortuna? No. I don't think so. I don't think so. So, that kind of threw me off. I thought, who's
It's Black and Brown. Black and Brown. We can hear the background.
So right now, in my opinion, if they were to fight, just because him being the younger fighter, being aggressive, having power, also having experience fighting champions. He has given champions their first defeat. He has given undefeated fighters their first defeat. I'm going to stick to Fortuna, not because Fortuna is a better boxer, but because Fortuna's body has not been punished as much as Linares' body has been punished. So that's my answer right now. And I hope it satisfied you guys. So once again, he also got Fortuna. Awesome. Once again, guys, I want to thank you. For those of you that are joining me, that joining me tonight, I want to thank these two individuals for joining me as well. Hope you guys have a great night. And go over there to D-Style Boxing channel. We're going to be joining them live as well. They got a show going on right now, and they're waiting for me. If you have not subscribed and you enjoyed this video, I ask that you please do so. Activate the notification bell so you may be notified next time I upload a video. Major Key, thank you, brother. Black and Brown, thank you, brother. For those of you watching me on YouTube and on Twitch, RawBoxingTV, I am out.